Hey, you guys, how are you doing today? I am glad to have you here, first and foremost, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to come take this training. This training exists because smart people start businesses every single day, but most of them were never taught how the system actually works. Nobody teaches structure, nobody teaches what comes after you get official. And the problems don't usually show up right away, they show up later when you're trying to grow, get funding, or trying to scale your business. Why this training exists. I keep seeing the same thing over and over. People start businesses excited. They file the LLC. They post on social media. They start selling. Then things slow down or stop. And sometimes that is because they either need funding or something that they need to try to expand, but they don't, have a clue on what to do next. And not because the idea is bad, but not because they didn't try hard enough, but because the foundation was wrong from day one. Who this training is for. This training is for you if you already started a business and feel stuck, if you use your home address, if you don't know what a registered agent is, if you're using a Gmail or a free email, or if you're about to start and don't want to mess up. If that's you, you're exactly who this is for. You did not fail at business. Let me be very clear right out the gate. Most people don't fail at business because they're lazy, unmotivated, or not smart. They fail because nobody showed them how to set the business up correctly in the first place. And this training exists to fix that. I need you to hear this clearly. The problem is not you. Most people think they're doing something wrong because they're not getting results. But the real issue is the setup. And more importantly, than most people were never taught the system. The problem is not you, the problem is the setup. Nobody explains the boring but critical parts. Nobody tells you what a registered agent is or why you need an operating agreement or why it even matters. And I want to speak directly to the people who already did what they were told to do. You got your LLC, you got your EIN, and maybe even got a 680 credit score or better. If that's you and you're still feeling blocked, this training is especially for you as well. Because what nobody explains is that those things make you official, not fundable, not scalable, and not always positioned sometimes. Motivation doesn't fix structure. Hard work does not override systems, you guys. I can't stress this enough about how things work. There is an order of how things work in just, life and the world. And systems don't care how hard you're trying. They only care whether the things are set up correctly and applied correctly for what you are applying for. Your structure and foundation need to be in alignment with where you are aiming to go. These are some of the most common mistakes I see, you guys. And most people don't even realize they're making mistakes. If you see any of these mistakes or you've made any of these mistakes, feel free to drop, some questions or, drop something in the chat if you need a little bit of help or you want a little bit more clarification on what your next steps may be. Using your home address is one. Not having a registered agent is another one. Not having an operating agreement is another one. And that is very important when you are opening up a bank account. I've literally seen clients not be able to open a bank account because they did not have an operating agreement. Using a Gmail or a Yahoo address. You don't want to use a Gmail or a Yahoo address. You want to use an email that is really professionally linked to your business name. Things not aligned across the EIN, DUNS, and banks is another mistake that I see. The EIN number is registered with a home address. The DUNS number may be using an office address, and then the bank has another address. Like these, different things can really affect your approvals or the difference between you being denied for funding or approved. And not only that, the limits if you are approved. Sometimes you can get lower limits because of the mismatches, and they don't know, how well or how structured or let's just say, you know, how legit is your business. And all of these things help your business to be compliantly compliant and legit on paper. Banks and funding systems don't debate your potential. Banks and funding systems don't debate your potential. They don't care about your story. They actually run checks. And if the structure is wrong, the answer can simply be no. Funding doesn't ask how motivated you are, not maybe, not later, just a flat out no. And that can leave some people stuck. And that is why some people with good personal credit still get denied when they attempt to get funding, business funding. A 680 credit score doesn't override business structure. You need it all to align up properly. It doesn't override compliance, and it doesn't override how your business appears to the system. I can't stress to you guys enough on how important it is to know systems and learn how to work the systems. It's not that hard. You have to stay in the game, set some goals, and do what the system wants you to do. You don't have to rush things when the system and you follow a system. It's basically like guaranteeing your approval almost when you follow a system and you follow rules. There's rules to credit, there's rules to banking, there's rules to funding. Knowing the system to all of these things is how you really win in this game. Personal credit can help, but it doesn't replace proper business setup. Telling you that now. The cost of improper setup isn't always right away or immediate. It shows up in funding denials, frozen payment accounts, or having to rebuild everything later, like some of those who's watching this now maybe have to do after watching this. It always costs more money and time when you have to rebuild everything later. And this is why structure matters before growth. Like I said before, this doesn't always hurt you immediately. It hurts you later when you apply for funding, accounts, contracts, or growth. If you're somebody watching this and you want to get into government contracting, that for sure, your structure for sure needs to be in compliance, because in order to get the UEI number, which is a number that you need a SAMS from SAMS.gov, and if you want to do contracts with the Defense Department, they check all of these things, and if anything is off or anything is mismatched, you won't even be able to do government contracting. It's really that serious when it comes to structure. Fixing this later, like I said, you guys, will cost you way more than getting the right steps, getting the right systems, and just doing it right from jump. um, and at this point, people usually fall into one or two categories. Either you've already started and now you feel stuck, or you're about to start and don't want to mess it up. Both of these people just need clarity, just at different stages. Both groups want the same thing. You guys want funding and growth, whether that's through contracts, or you need credit in order to buy supplies or marketing for your business, or you want a storefront, or you want to buy a building. In order to even purchase real estate, you have to have a compliant EIN and LLC as well. The banks can't put real estate money or business money into your personal accounts. They have to use your business accounts. And in order to actually open up a business account, you have to be in compliance and have everything structured properly, you guys. Funding isn't luck, and it isn't random. It is a process, and structure is always step one, you guys. If you already have your LLC and distant credit, this part still matters. Funding doesn't always starts with money. It starts with structure. For people who already have an LLC and good credit, this is usually where your gap is, or where the gap is. You're ready for the funding, but the business isn't positioned yet, and that is like the only thing stopping you. Structure is the bridge to actually getting approved. You can't, I won't say you can't. It's really not good to get the business cards that is, basically under your social security number. You want to be leveraging your business and business structure to, get these business credit cards that don't report on your personal credit. Of course, yes, you still are going to need your personal credit, but having the proper structure will allow those business credit cards and approvals to happen under the business instead of under the personal credit score, which is so important. If you are somebody that is watching this and you want to become a real estate investor, or you into real estate investing already, and you starting to see how things work because you have been using your personal credit, so you're watching your credit score drop as you are flipping properties, or doing some rehab. So I strongly suggest that you make sure that you have the proper structure so that you can access funds and money that does not affect your personal credit score. And now that you guys understand why so many businesses get stuck, I want to explain what and who Business Builders is actually for. This isn't just for people who haven't started. It's for people who want structure, clarity, and the next steps. Whether you're fixing mistakes or trying to move forward correctly, this is not motivation. This is straight clarity. Despite the name Business Builders, it's not just for beginners. It's also for people who are already official, already serious, and ready for the next steps, but don't want to guess. This group helps you take the guesswork out of everything. If you already have your LLC, EIN, or even a solid credit score, Business Builders isn't about just starting over. It's about knowing what step you're actually on and understanding what to do next, especially if you're one of those people that has the credit score, the LLC, and the EIN, but you just don't know what your next step is. Like you're just totally lost. This is for you. This is where you get those next steps at. And if you already know you don't want to guess, rebuild, or second guess, this is for you. And this is about business structure at this point. We handle the setup or fix and correct things so that you can focus on building. Whether you already started or you haven't started, we handle everything correctly from beginning to end. That includes LLC, EIN, DUNS, registered agent, operating agreement, and the domain and professional email. So if you're starting from scratch, we'll do all this from scratch for you. If you're somebody that just needs this information fixed, let's just say you use your home address, or you don't have, your registered agent listed, or you don't even have a DUNS number, or your DUNS number has your home address on it, or your EIN has your home address. This includes fixing all of that stuff for you. We will take that headache or that work, or just take that off your hands for you and do it compliantly, because we do this every day. And we help a lot of people, people in real estate, people who are buying businesses, people who are actually starting businesses, people who are trying to get funding because they just started a new business, and in order to get the funding, they need the business structure. And at this point, like I said before, there are really only two paths. Some people want to learn it and understand the systems, and that's where Business Builders comes into play. And other people want to handle for them, and that's the done for you option that I just explained, where Sego Biz actually comes in and takes that um, off your hands for you, to make sure that everything is compliant and you're not guessing. But neither is wrong. It just depends on how you want to move. We guide you along your journey with you, including, what to do next after your EIN and LLC is structured properly and you have the proper credit score without the guesswork inside of Business Builders. So if you have all of, the structure correctly, you didn't use your home address, and you got a good credit score, we show you what to do next. I show you what to do next. It's a blueprint. It's a system. I've been working the system for years and help several people. If you think you messed up or used your home address when registering your business, you can have it handled for you with the done for you business setup. Like I told you, for $397, we handle all of it for you. It includes your state registration fees up to $99. Or you can do it yourself. There is no pressure. We've just given you the steps and the different things that you need to do. You can kind of do it yourself, if that's something that you want to do. But if you want to come in and get, guidance from me and my team, Business Builders will be, the way to go for you. And just don't ignore this. I don't care what you do, how you fix it. Please just don't ignore this, because it's not going to fix itself. It's just really not. Structure first, and then everything comes after. Thank you guys for attending this training.